What's going on, guys? My name is Omega and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. Today I have a bunch of things to go over, including some big news that's happening tomorrow, as well as just some general news coming to Apex in the next coming weeks. So tons of stuff to go over. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Now before we start, I also want to remind you guys that my code for Glytch Energy is still active. It's 25% off if you use code Omega at checkout. All purchases help to support me as well as the channel. So if you guys are interested in checking out some Glytch, link to that will be down in the description. Now to start, we have some really good news for anyone who plays Apex on the Xbox. This tweet coming from the Xbox Twitter, they said free to play now means free to play. Starting now, all Xbox players can access these free to play games with or without an Xbox Live Gold subscription. As you guys can see, Apex is the first game listed here. We also got Warframe, Fortnite, Rocket League, and Roblox. So I'm surprised that it took Xbox this long to actually do this. I know PlayStation did this about a year ago, but now if you guys are on Xbox, you don't need any kind of online membership in order to play Apex. Now I mentioned in a video last week how some of the Apex Legends engineers are actually going to be creating a blog post talking about a bunch of different common problems and issues that people have with the server as well as ping in Apex. So this came from Ryan Rigney over on Reddit. He said actually got some very detailed stuff from our network engineers. They want to talk, so the upcoming blog is a deep dive into a lot of common problems. Response should be interesting. Now in this comment he says it's 2 weeks away, but keep in mind that this comment is 8 days old. So this blog post should come out in the next 6 days. I believe around the 27th or the 28th is when we should be getting some more information about what the Apex engineers have to say about all of these server issues. I also want to let you guys know that the mobile version for Apex Legends has officially been announced. So there are some details that you want to keep in mind with the mobile version. As of right now, or throughout the next coming weeks, it's only going to be available as a beta test for a limited number of Android users from either India or the Philippines. They said as the year goes on, the beta will become more open to other devices such as iOS as well as other regions. So hopefully, people in Europe, people in the United States will be able to maybe test out the beta version. I don't know how many people are actually going to be invited to this, but this looks like that the official launch of the mobile version of Apex is probably going to come sometime later on this year. Now we do also have some pictures of what the mobile version is going to look like. One thing that's really interesting is that it appears that you're going to be able to play in either first or third person. So that is going to be really cool. I am definitely excited for that. One thing that many people are asking about this though is whether all of the legends will be playable in the mobile version. We saw from this picture there's only a select few legends that are actually available. I imagine this is because it's just the beta test, and as the beta goes on they're going to start adding more legends, and I believe that when the full version is released all of the legends will be in the game. The mobile version of Apex will not have an option for crossplay, so you won't be able to play with people on console or PC, and it will also have a completely separate and unique battle pass compared to the PC and console version. Now, before we start talking about some big news regarding the Season 9 map changes as well as the next legend, I also just wanted to read you guys this tweet from Respawn that they posted yesterday. They said earlier today we patched an exploit in Play Apex that was allowing players to target each other and in some cases prevent others from playing. We're on the hunt for similar issues and we'll keep patching accordingly. So I talked about this in a couple videos ago. There were some streamers that were being targeted by hackers and basically either getting kicked offline or just not able to even log into Apex in the first place, and that's definitely good news. Hopefully that means that big streamers won't be getting kicked offline by hackers anymore. But anyways guys, we're gonna get into some big Season 9 news that was just talked about earlier today. We have some teasers to go over about the map changes for both Olympus and World's Edge, as well as some hidden abilities for Valk that Apex Legends actually teased on their Instagram account. I want to start with a tweet though that Apex made on their Twitter earlier today. They said, "What defines the legacy of a true champion? Tune in tomorrow at 8 AM Pacific time to watch the Apex Legends Legacy launch trailer and discover if you have what it takes to survive when there's nowhere to hide." So we're going to be getting the launch trailer tomorrow at 8 AM Pacific time. This is going to be the same exact time that the story from the Outlands came out yesterday, or I guess it was the other day now. Now the Legacy launch trailer is supposed to be about 3 minutes and 6 seconds long compared to the Season 8 launch trailer, which was 2 minutes and 33 seconds. This one's going to be a little bit longer, but not crazy long like we've had in some of the older seasons. And I was originally thinking that we were going to get some kind of patch notes tomorrow, but according to Ryan Rigney on Twitter, the developers are aiming for the patch notes to go live on April 29th. So this is going to be a couple days before Season 9, or I guess Legacy, actually starts. But keep in mind, this is just a date that developers are aiming for. It's not confirmed that the patch notes are going to come out this day, but I would expect them in the next week, probably at least 2 or 3 days before Season 9 launches. Now, to end this video, I want to go over some big teasers that Apex Legends had posted onto their Instagram account. If you guys don't have an Instagram account, I would definitely make one and follow Apex there, because they always are posting some cool teasers that are only available on their Instagram. Now, these teasers are very short, and it's definitely hard to see what's actually going on. I ended up being able to download these teasers and go through it frame by frame to show you guys some pictures of what these are actually showing. So these first 3 pictures are probably going to be the map changes that we're going to be getting in Season 9. This first one is what I believe to be an area on Olympus that is overgrown with roots. It looks like it could possibly be turbine, just the way the kind of walls are bending in the background, but I'm not 100% sure. It could easily be something else. The second picture here is 100% going to be on World's Edge. You can see these snowy mountains in the background. Now, I talked about before how I figured that the map changes coming to World's Edge would probably be some kind of town takeover. I don't know who this is going to be for, or if this is just going to be a regular point of interest, but I can 100% say for sure this is definitely on World's Edge. Now, this third image is going back to what appears to be Olympus. This looks like it could be a new point of interest at Hammond Labs. The reason why I think that is because you can see the triple waterfall in the background. It looks very similar to that area, and it looks like it's going to get changed a lot. But again, we're probably going to find out exactly what these map changes are in the trailer tomorrow. Now, I also want to show you guys that this image that I edited on Photoshop, this came from the Apex Legends website, and I talked about this before, where it said infested Olympus, an infestation has sprung loose, strangling the city with roots and natural growths. Now, I went to Photoshop and I changed some of the colors, changed the contrast, just to make the background a lot easier to see, and this is what I came up with. So this looks really cool, man. You can see some crazy roots or tree vines just sprouting all throughout Olympus. It's hard to tell where this is actually a picture of. It could be a completely different point of interest like I've been mentioning before, but this looks really cool, and it's definitely one of the first glimpses that we're going to be getting of the next season changes. Now, there were also some other teasers posted to the Apex Instagram, these actually being focused on Valk. So I'll go through again all of these pictures with you guys and explain what I think they're going to mean. So this first picture is Valk in third person hovering, which I believe is actually going to be her passive. I'll talk about all of her abilities towards like the very end of this video. We also have another image of Valk at a state, again hovering in first person and also launching her missiles. This was kind of hard to see. It definitely looks like the missiles that we saw from the Apex website, and according to some datamined information, this looks to be her active ability. Then finally, the third picture, it appears to be Valk's finisher, although this one is pretty hard to tell what's going on. The only reason I think it's the finisher is because you get some different viewpoints in third person. It looks like Valk is definitely, finishing someone off. Now, according to Human Sass on Twitter, and I would definitely go and give him a follow, by the way, because he posts some great datamined information over there. He said Valk's abilities are as follows, and again, this isn't confirmed, but this is at least what we had in the game files a couple of weeks ago. So in his post, he said that Valk's passive is going to be called Rocket Pack. Hold down the spacebar to smoothly rise into the air. As long as you hold down the ability button, you go higher and higher. The ability can be used for a few seconds until the fuel runs out. Fuel is recovered passively. Her tactical is apparently going to be called Bombardment. Bring down a hail of mini projectiles with a stunning effect on your opponents. Then her ultimate is apparently going to be called Skyward. By activating the ability, you rise to the height of the ball for flight and begin to fly. If you wish, your teammates can join you as well. Now, that was supposed to be the end of the video, but I real quickly also just wanted to cover this breaking news posted to Twitter by Human SAS. He said next weapon in the care package is triple take and the Peacekeeper goes to the ground loot. He made another tweet saying there's a chance they'll change at the last moment. They wanted to do this back in Season 8, but changed their mind, remember this. So if this is true, then that is awesome to have the Peacekeeper returning as ground loot. I know people will probably be upset that the triple take is going to the care package, at least if this does end up being true. That just leaves the question of where the bow is going to be. I imagine since it's a brand new weapon, it'll probably just be normal ground loot. But again, all of this is subject to change. Just wanted to give you guys this information so you have it. Definitely let me know what you guys think about today's video. I know we covered a lot, but there's just so much going on over these next couple of weeks. Anyways, make sure to drop a like on this video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.